Milder sunshine on Friday. Good Thursday night, East Tennessee. David Aldrich, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, we hit 62 degrees today. I was expecting 61, and we achieved that number in Jamestown, Wartburg, Kingston. Looks like we hit 61 in Maryville, Sevierville, Newport, as well as Jonesville. That was a general rule, most of us reaching the low 60s, which was a good recovery, given the fact that it was frosty cold in many parts this morning. We started off at 35. That put us 15 degrees below the average of 50. But 62 was 9 degrees below the average. The average high this time of year is in the lower 70s at 71 degrees. Kind of interesting, though, 28 in Oneida this morning. What on earth? There was no freeze warning for Oneida. There was no freeze warning for Crossville. They were at 29. And it was freezing in Kingston and Wartburg. And I might dare I say there was not even a frost advisory. You said, what? That's crazy. I know I'm just the messenger. I did say the frost potential would be there. And we fell to 34 in Oak Ridge. It was 35 in Knoxville. And again tonight, no frost advisories. But I guess don't be fooled twice, because I think we're going to have frost potential again on Friday morning as well. It's just part of the territory. By the way, speaking of cold, my winter weather outlook, which I'm very proud of, I'm putting it together now. It's a very detailed video that I am eager to share with you. If you become a Captain Accurate premium member, very easy to do, you will be privy to my expectation for this winter. I put a lot of work in these things, and these videos, as highly detailed as they are, it's only found on premium. Will be coming out in just a matter of days, not weeks, days, and I would encourage you to join us. Just hit the subscribe button at the top of my Facebook page. It's only $4.99 a month, and because winter lasts more than a day or a week, it lasts all season long. You might want to be in the know before winter strikes again. Tracking clouds and radar, you can see it's clear all across the region, so we can't really focus on clouds. We can focus on the temperature. Yeah, sure enough, we're in the 40s perhaps now, but watch what happens in the overnight. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, with the sun now waking up at 7:45-ish, right? 7:45 is when the sun's up. We'll be in the mid to upper 30s. 6 a.m., and we could cool a few more degrees before 7 or 8 a.m. I have us down about 36 officially around McGee-Tyson Airport. 34 in Wartburg, could easily drop down to about 31 for Middlesboro in Bell County. And, of course, by midday, we should be back well into the 50s and warming up into the upper 60s for a finishing point on Friday afternoon. But I got to show you this. No frost advisories again. The ultimate Doppler radar shows the blue coloring is in southeast Kentucky. That's governed by the National Weather Service in Jackson. They feel it prudent enough to issue the frost advisory for Monticello, for Williamsburg, and for Harlan and Middlesboro, Bell County. But nothing here. And again, in North Carolina, they also have frost advisories, but it's kind of weird because counties around Tennessee, there was a frost advisory this morning in Atlanta, and I don't know if they got much lower than 41 degrees. So it just depends. It's a judgment call. By the way, if you're hungry for some pizza, and I'm always hungry, I could eat pizza for breakfast too. But I'll tell you what, Marcos.com, a great place to go. They give back to No Kid Hungry. They give back to East Tennessee Children's Hospital. You got to love a company that's community-oriented, and they are. They give back a lot to the community. But they're in Hardin Valley and Farragut. They're in Maryville, Fountain City, and Halls. You can find them in Oak Ridge, Middlebrook, Pike, and Ebenezer Road. Check them out. That pepperoni pizza looks delicious. I could eat that probably right now. Less than $10. And the Pozzoli is a great lunch item, too. Consider that. Less than $6. Just simply go to marcos.com. Now, I mentioned the freeze and frost concerns. The purple areas near Roanoke would be a freeze warning. But if it's light blue, which covers most of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, they're under a frost advisory. We got frost advisories for much of North Carolina, west of Raleigh, and we have a few areas in Georgia that are under frost advisories. And even Alabama, Huntsville, but not Knoxville. I can't defend it. Again, it's a judgment call that they've made. They coordinate, these weather offices, they communicate with one another, so they must know that Tennessee is abstaining from frost advisories. So again, we had some frost this morning. Can't really talk much more about that. I've given my opinion. But by the way, you can see around the country, most of the thunderstorms are well out to the west or south of Miami, but nothing within striking distance at this time. Let's get to the big story, which is the dryness, the drought, which came out today. The drought monitor from NOAA came out this morning, comes out every Thursday. It takes into account not only rainfall, but soil moisture, short-term drought, long-term drought. So they have a lot of parameters that they examine. No concern for Knoxville, at least not right now. We had all the rain from Helene, I guess last month, with over 6 inches of rain in September. La Follette, Sharps Chapel, you look good here. Rogersville, from their viewpoint, looks okay. But once you move to Kingston, Harriman, Rockwood, even Crab Orchard to some extent, it becomes a severe drought. In Orange, Fairfield Glade, moderate drought. And in Wartburg, Clinton, Oak Ridge, abnormally dry. We could even include Hardin Valley and Farragut under the abnormally dry slot here. Again, this is their viewpoint. Nyota, Athens, under a moderate drought, and extends into parts of Middle Tennessee as well. Where it turns red, that's the level 4 and level 5. That's extreme in red and exceptional drought in Burgundy. Those are the things we don't want. But the question is, could we be headed in that direction? Because so far, as of last Sunday, we picked up 0.02 of an inch. That's it. Typically, in the years 1991-2020, we've averaged 2.81. So, this is one of the situations you could go from the 14th wettest September, which is what we had last month. The pendulum swings, right? We go from a full moon to a new moon. We go from a low tide to a high tide. That's how Mother Nature works, right? And so could it be out of the ordinary that we have an exceptionally dry October? But the question is, how dry? Well, that's what Captain Accurate's good for, right? I give you a perspective. If we were not to see another drop, I know it's only the 17th, and I know there's a lot of time between now and Halloween, but if we were not to receive yet another drop of measurable rain, because a trace is just that, it can't measure it. Some drizzle would be trace. And that's what we had in the year 2000 and 1963. So you go back to 1963 and 2000, that tops the list for the driest Octobers ever since records have been kept. That's 153 years, my friend. They have records. The Weather Service goes back to 1871 when Ulysses S. Grant was president. So I only point this out. I'm not convinced fully that we won't get something in terms of drizzle here or there, or maybe a passing shower, but I don't see a lot of evidence. So we'll keep an eye on this. And it is interesting to note, this represents the top 8. I believe the top 1987 was number 9 at 0.60, but it was 2023. 2023, that would have been last year, we had 0.63. So we had a very dry October, interesting, and we had 8.5 inches of snow the following January. If we get another dry October, could that mean, I'm telling you, you got to check out my winter weather outlook. You're going to want to check it out. October can sometimes be a canary in a coal mine. We'll wait and see how this all plays out. It's after 9 o'clock here on a Thursday night. Frost and fog potential. And you thought this forecast would be boring because sunshine was all we got. All right, frost and fog potential tonight, tomorrow morning. More sun this weekend, and dry days will continue, probably to our detriment. Alabama takes on Tennessee, as you know, at Neyland. 3:30 is the kickoff. It's on ABC if you don't have a ticket. But the kickoff, I expect 72, will cool back into the mid-60s by the fourth quarter. Ooh, 5-1. They're both 5-1, although they're considered number 7. We're number 11. We'll hopefully straighten that out this Saturday afternoon. Future smoke from nearby or far away sources of wildfires does want to push a little bit of smoke, maybe moderate smoke, into Lexington, Kentucky. A little bit of a hint trying to move into the Tennessee area, but it's not going to be that much noticeable. Again, this is not smoke that you cough because it's at the surface. This represents smoke that's in the entire column of air, vertically integrated as we call it, but it stays mostly to the north of us, the yellow areas there. Now, the latest update as of 8 o'clock tonight has increased the chance of something developing maybe near the country of Belize. This isn't far from Cancun, where they could get some heavy rain. Maybe we get Nadine in this 40% area of interest. There's only a 20% chance now over Puerto Rico that something could form, so there's been some back and forth the last couple of days. Nadine is, in fact, the next name on the list, followed by Oscar, Patty, and Raphael. Our official end of hurricane season does not arrive till the 30th of November. I think it'll be done for us by, the U.S. should be over probably by the 15th of November. We'll see what happens. Future visibility, not a whole lot in fog category tonight, tomorrow, but there could be some areas like we had this morning. I just wanted to throw that out there. So let's get to the forecast. First, though, let's get to the forecast. For tonight, with sunshine abounds, we're looking for a low temperature around 36 degrees. That's cold enough to see your breath. It's cold enough for some frost. And with some fog thrown in for good measure, winds will drop off 3 to 8 if they haven't already at the northeast. So I'm expecting a low tonight, below freezing for Middlesboro, Bell County. Our friends in Campbell County, La Follette, Jacksboro, 36. Oneida may not reach 28 like it did this morning, but 34 is still cold enough to get some frost on the table or in the grass. 35 for Morristown, Talbot, White Pine, and Jefferson City. Friday's high, though, is going to be warmer, not as cool, 68. So now that's more like it. 68, more comfortable to finish out the work week with light winds and a full sun-filled day. 68 for Wartburg. 69 for Newport. I expect 70 may be achieved in Madisonville, Tellico Plains, and throughout much of Monroe County. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. 72 on Saturday, 74 on Sunday, and then there's a pair of 7s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's like I feel like I'm in Vegas watching these little sunshine. Ding, ding, ding. It's like, what do I win? We win dry weather, and may be on our way to perhaps could be the second driest October on record. Because again, Halloween is when this will cut off, right? We have to see how much rain is falling at McGee Tyson between now and the 31st. That's 2 weeks from tonight. 2 weeks from tonight is Halloween. Trick-or-treat time will be 2 weeks from tonight. Can we go 7 days here and then another 7 days without any rain? That's a possibility. That would be something I think would be rather disturbing for some, as I think many of us like to have some rain for the lawn. By the way, if you haven't checked out, let's see if I can get this over here. Check out the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. It's free. Just go to Captain Accurate at the App Store and Google Play. I think you'll be impressed. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you live streaming tomorrow morning at 6:40. Watch it on delay at any time that's convenient for you. Take care.